What's good, y'all? It's your boy D-Lou back at it again with another banger video. So I've been seeing things going around like Twitter and Instagram saying that Meg Thee Stallion and Klay Thompson that they broke up, and says that Klay was cheating the whole time. So I want to watch a video, like I guess of someone breaking down what happened, and Klay apparently came out and responded back to, I guess, the it getting out to social media, and I want to see what his response back is, and just to see what happened and like the unfolding of this, and just see what's going on. But don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to share this video with a friend so that we may continue to grow into the people that God wants us to be each and every day. Without further ado, let's get into the video. Let's get it, gang. All right, let's. Oh, that was very loud. Let's see what we got here.
Klay Thompson just broke his silence, and what he didn't say is louder than anything he could have. Look, the internet has been on fire since Saturday. Megan Thee Stallion went on Instagram and blew the entire relationship up in real time. But here's what everyone is sleeping on. Klay Thompson has not said a single word publicly. Not a statement, not a tweet, not a PR response, nothing. And in the world of celebrity breakups, silence is a statement. If you've been following this story at all, you already know the signs were there. But today, we're going to break down everything. What Megan said, why she said it, what Klay's silence actually communicates, and what this means going forward for one of the NBA's most polarizing figures. Stay with me because this one goes deep. Let's start with the facts, because this story is moving fast and there's a lot of noise out there. On Saturday, April 25th, 2026, Megan Thee Stallion, three-time Grammy winner, one of the biggest names in hip-hop, went on her Instagram stories and posted a message that sent shockwaves across social media. Now, Instagram stories disappear after 24 hours, but nothing disappears on the internet. Screenshots were everywhere within.
That's why y'all gotta be careful with just posting whatever on the internet, because like he said, posting on Instagram lasts 24 hours, and even like for Snapchat, like if you still use Snapchat, like if you send a message to someone, it'll be like, oh, once you open it and view it, like like it's deleted. But no, like it's still permanently saved on the internet and like the dark archives of the internet. So just got to be careful with what you post out there, because once you be like, oh, like it's deleted, it's gone, it's never really truly gone. And then the whole thing, like, with just posting, like celebrities posting their business on the internet and just getting involved with that, it can get real messy. So just be careful with like, relationship status and like, who you decide to post on your internet, and like just making your relationship public, because the best policy really is just to keep your relationship private to yourself and just focus and lock in on you guys. But let's get back into it.
Minutes. In that post, Megan accused her boyfriend, Dallas Mavericks guard Klay Thompson, of cheating on her. She wrote that he had her around his entire family, playing house, acting like they were building something real. She talked about enduring his horrible mood swings and treatment during the NBA season. And then came the line that stopped everyone cold. She revealed that Klay told her he wasn't sure if he could be monogamous. Let that sink in. This isn't a rumor. This isn't a tabloid story from an—
Wait, hold on. I want to go back and read that. So, cheating, he had me around your whole family, playing house, got cold feet, holding you down through all your horrible mood swings and treatment towards me during your basketball season. Now you don't know if you can be monogamous. That word, I need a real break after this one by y'all. Like, that comes with like, I guess, the celebrity status. Like when you're at such a level when you're making loads amount of money, I got fame, publicity, all this type of stuff, like people are going to be like, oh well, I have access to so many options. But I really don't see like what the big flex is, just being like oh, I like being monogamous, like not being monogamous, but like, oh, just like, I can have as many women as I want. I think the real flex is really like, hey, I'm in good shape, I'm doing all these things, but I'm locked into one woman and I'm going to remain faithful. I'm going to remain loyal to her, and we're going to build something strong. We're going to build a dynasty, an empire, and we're going to grow strong together than just being like, oh, I'm going to be a player. I'm going to mess around with multiple chicks and do whatever I want and not practice discipline, not practice, monogamy, and just treating women like, it's just like they're objects and like, not committing to them, because the real natural order of things is just like, it should be just one man, one woman, and go from there. And you guys stay truthful and loyal to each other. But the world is just so twisted and like, just falling off course now that it's honestly just sad to see. But this is definitely perpetuated within like the industry and like, within the NBA and just, professional sports life. But it's honestly sad to see, for real.
Monogamous. Let that sink in. This isn't a rumor. This isn't a tabloid story from an unnamed source. This came directly from Megan herself. And shortly after that Instagram story, her representative confirmed the breakup to both Billboard and TMZ with an official statement. Klay Thompson's camp, as of this recording, has not responded. To understand why this hurts so much, you have to go back to where it all started, because this wasn't some random fling. This was a full, serious, deeply public relationship. The couple first confirmed they were together in the summer of 2025. It started quietly. Klay appeared in the background of one of Megan's poolside social media posts, and the internet immediately clocked it, but they didn't hide it for long. On July 16, 2025, they made their official red carpet debut at Megan's inaugural Pete and Thomas Foundation Gala in New York City. They looked like a power couple. They were a power couple. A Grammy-winning rap icon and a 5-time NBA All-Star stepping out together in New York. The world went crazy. By Thanksgiving, Klay had literally named his boat after her, the SS Stallion. That is not a move you make for someone you're halfway committed to. That is a grand romantic gesture. That is a man telling the world and telling her that this is serious. And then in February of 2026, Megan was filmed in Milan with Olympic athletes Brittany Bowe and Hillary Knight, both of whom are engaged, and she joked on camera that she was manifesting her engagement, presumably to Klay.
So over great, right? Like no pressure.
Yeah. She's like, hell yeah, I'm gonna marry you.
Oh my God. I love love. That's so sweet.
Yeah.
Manifesting my engagement too. Let's go.
She was publicly hinting at marriage. She thought she was heading toward forever. So when the breakup came, it didn't just come out of nowhere for the public. It came out of nowhere for her. That's what makes this so painful to watch. Megan wasn't just losing a boyfriend. She was losing what she thought was the future. Now let's talk about what's actually going on here, because there are multiple layers to this story. The most explosive part of Megan's Instagram story was the word cheating. She didn't bury it, she led with it, and she connected it to everything else. The family introductions, the holidays together, the emotional labor she put in through what she described as a brutal NBA season. She wasn't just saying he stepped out, she was saying she held down a man who was treating her badly, and he repaid her by being unfaithful. That's a double betrayal. And Megan made sure everyone understood that. Here's the part that's going to be talked about for a long time. According to Megan, Klay Thompson told her he didn't know if he could be monogamous. Now, think about the timeline. This man named his boat after her. He brought her around his entire family. He spent the holidays with her. And then, apparently, when it came time to lock things in, he told her he wasn't sure he could commit to one person. From a psychological standpoint, what Megan is describing is something a lot of people can relate to, even if the scale is different. Being strung along by someone who enjoys the benefits of commitment without being willing to make the commitment. That's why this story is resonating so hard with everyday people, not just celebrity gossip followers. Let's also talk about where Klay Thompson is professionally right now, because it matters. He is 36 years old. He had, by most accounts, arguably the worst season of his career with the Dallas Mavericks this year.
Yeah.
He's under contract for one more year at $17.5 million, and the clock is ticking on his NBA career. This is a man at a crossroads, professionally uncertain, personally imploding. That context doesn't excuse anything, but it does help explain someone who might be questioning everything in his life right now, including whether he's capable of the kind of stability a serious relationship requires. And then there's the silence. In today's world, silence from a public figure almost always reads as guilt, or at minimum, as a lack of defense. Klay has said absolutely nothing. No statement from his team, no social media response, no leaks to friendly journalists. That's notable, because if the allegations were false, most people, especially athletes with brands to protect, would push back. The silence suggests that either the story is accurate, or his team has made a calculated decision that any response makes things worse. Either way, it's not a good look. Let's zoom out now and talk about what this all means for Megan, for Klay, and for the broader conversation. Her official statement was measured and mature, something you don't always see when a public breakup is this raw. She said, "Trust, fidelity, and respect are non-negotiable for me in a relationship. And when those values are compromised, there's no real path forward." That's not a woman spiraling. That's a woman who made a decision and stood behind it. She also took control of the narrative before anyone else could could shape it. By going public first, on her own platform, in her own words, Megan ensured that the story gets told her way. And knowing Megan's history in the public eye, you can bet this experience will eventually find its way into her music. When Megan processes pain, she turns it into art, and the fan base will be ready for that. For Klay, this is where it gets complicated. From a pure public image standpoint, this is a disaster. Social media reaction has been brutal. People are saying things like Klay Thompson fumbled his legacy, left the Warriors, and cheated on Megan Thee Stallion. That's the cultural story now, and it's going to follow him. Beyond the public perception, there are real professionals.
If this is true, I really hope Klay, like, he understands the gravitas of, like, you know, what he's done. Because, you know, like, you know, outside of, like, breaking up and, like, you know, potentially stepping out and cheating on Megan Thee Stallion, you know, he has his whole NBA career to think about as well. And it's just like that move right there, and then being publicly blasted on social media like that by Meg Thee Stallion and him not responding. Like you said, it could either be two things where it's just it could be true, or, you know, his team, the Mavericks, might have told him like, hey, don't respond back because this could perpetually make it worse and blow it out of proportion. But it puts Klay Thompson in a very tough predicament, and I honestly don't know like what's gonna happen or how he's going to come out of it. But I really just hope that, like, you know, I hope it's not true that he cheated, but, you know, I really don't know. But let me know what you guys think. Do you think that Klay Thompson actually cheated on Meg Thee Stallion? Just what do you think about this whole story? But let's continue, and I'm gonna provide my final thoughts soon.
Stakes here too. He's trying to prove he still belongs in the NBA. He's entering what could be the final chapter of his career. Being the guy at the center of a cheating scandal is not the energy you want heading into the offseason. And the broader NBA community has taken notice. Fans are reacting across every platform. The story crossed into mainstream entertainment, pop culture, and relationship discourse. That's how big this got. What's interesting is how many people are connecting to the emotional core of this story, regardless of whether they follow basketball or hip-hop. The conversation Megan sparked about being lied to, about someone enjoying everything a committed relationship offers while refusing to actually commit, that's universal. That hit different for a lot of people. And let's be real, the image of Klay naming his boat SS Stallion while allegedly being unfaithful is the kind of detail that becomes a meme forever.
That's the part that's bonkers.
That boat is going to be brought up every time Klay Thompson's name trends for the next decade. So here's where we stand.
Beyond
Megan Thee
a
Stallion
decade.
and Klay Thompson are officially over after less than a year of confirmed dating. She accused him of cheating, called out his emotional volatility during the basketball season, and revealed he admitted he wasn't sure he could stay faithful to one person. She ended it on her terms, released a statement, and has said everything she needed to say. Klay, meanwhile, has gone completely dark. No response, no defense, just silence. Based on everything we've broken down today, here's my prediction. Klay Thompson will eventually release some kind of statement, probably carefully worded once the initial wave dies down. But the damage to his off-court reputation is already done. For Megan, this moment is painful, but it sets up a redemption arc that her fans will rally behind hard. The bigger story here isn't just a celebrity breakup. It's about what happens when someone isn't ready for the kind of love they're given, and what it looks like when a woman decides she's no longer going to wait around to find out if they ever will be. Now, I want to hear from you. Do you think Klay Thompson will ever publicly respond? And do you think we're going to hear this whole story in Megan's next project? Drop your thoughts in the comments below.
And this is where we stop the video. So, overall thoughts. I think Megan fans will be in for a treat when it comes to Meg hitting up the studio, and she's going to drop some... I believe she's going to drop some heat, like low key. I think fans are going to be eating good when it comes to her music whenever she decides to drop it, because as they say, artists low key drop their best banger music when they're in the studio and post breakup or going through a breakup, because they're channeling that inner raw emotion and just, like, you know, the feelings of a breakup and putting that on paper and putting it on the beat. So as for Meg, you know, process how you're feeling. Know that you do deserve a love to where you want someone to be committed and faithful to you, and not someone who's just, like, you know, go in for about a year or so and just be like, I don't know if I can do this. But no, you deserve the love that you want. And for Klay, man, I really expected better. Like, knowing you're the man in caliber in your position, you had a whole legacy for you, and this is gonna follow you for the rest of your life. My pops always told me there's 3 rules to life that we should follow. 1, keep God first in everything that you do. 2, always be aware of your surroundings. And 3, this is where this rule is most applicable in this situation. And this goes for you guys too, as my followers. It only takes a few seconds to ruin your life. And tragically, this is what happened with Klay Thompson. So I hope that he takes this as a learning lesson and he takes the time to just learn what he's done, take time to heal. And hopefully, I hope that he finds what he's looking for. And the same for Meg. Take time to heal. Take time for the healing journey and to process your emotions and how you're feeling, and just rely on your family and your community, and know that this isn't going to last always. You're going to bounce back. And for anyone going through a breakup as well, know that it takes time. It's not going to happen, and you're not going to get over the person overnight, but it's going to take time. You're going to have to go through some things, and the healing journey is going to be long, but it's going to be worth it and beneficial to you in your future. But let me know what you guys think about this story. Let me know what you guys think about Meg. What is her recovery going to be like? Like, what is her music going to be like? And then what do you think about the downfall of Klay Thompson? Let me know what you guys think in the comment below. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to share this video with a friend so that we may continue to grow into the people that God wants us to be each and every day. Without further ado, this is your boy D-Lou. Love y'all. I'm out. Peace.